Did anybody watch that race? Yeah, unfortunately I was there too. And I didn't need it. It was one of those deals. It was one of those deals, just a perfect storm. I spoke a little bit about this at Long Beach to our Corvette Racing. Because I think we owe it to our fans to talk about all the things that we do wonderfully well. And everybody kind of revels in that. We enjoy talking about it. But there are going to be times when we race, and there are going to be things that we don't do so well. And that was a perfect storm, as I said in the post-game interviews. And I thought it only appropriate that I share with you some of, not excuses, but some of the reasons that compounded that led to that. So you have a full understanding. Because nobody felt worse than the guys that were driving the cars. Nobody felt worse than the guys who were working on the cars. Nobody felt worse than anybody who turned the car loose. Nobody felt worse than anybody associated with him who worked so hard to prepare for that race. But he had grand expectations there. I think you only need to watch those first 2 hours to figure out that we had that race locked up. That was ours to lose, and we should do that. By the way, we stayed after for 2 days and ran 12 more consecutive hours to complete our 24-hour test, and we did that with absolutely no trouble. So that was fun. Less cars were the better it is. At any rate, let's go back and kind of think about what's going on. And we go back right to our drivers, and all the drivers are in there, the crew chiefs are in there, the engineers are in there. We have a standing order in which cars pit. And it's usually the car that is leading pit second. We never come in the pits on green flag on the same lap. Never. We're always separate by lap to avoid any altercations on the pits. But Sebring presented in these situations 3.7 miles around there. On our fuel reserve, we can go about 3.7 miles, not much further. So the drivers are also instructed that anytime you get the fuel alarm, before you get the pit in, you don't need to ask permission to come in. You just come in and let us know you're coming. Because if you wait and wait for permission, you're not going to make it around here. That's unique to 2 places that we race, Elkhart Lake and in Sebring, because they're the longest tracks. So the drivers know this. So who's in the car? Well, in the 4th car was Manuel Collins. His very first stint ever in competition for Corvette. Now, Manuel raced for us for years. He raced in the Corvette program, tested in the Corvette 4. There's not a more accomplished driver in the series than Manuel Collins. Formula 1 guy. He knows what he's doing. But it's his first stint. He's coming around, the 3-car pulls in. When the 3-car comes in, the driver of the 3-car, the driver getting in the 3-car, and all the guys servicing the 3-car know the 4-car's not going to be there. They know they have a complete lap to get that car serviced and get it out of the pit lane. The 4-car's not coming, you don't have to worry about it. Do your work, run your pit stop, get her done. Manuel Collard's coming around, he gets to turn 16, fuel alarm goes off. He knows, uh-oh, I gotta dive in. 3 cars in the pits. He dives in. As he's diving in, coming around that turn 16 in the pit lane, he radios in, fuel alarm, I'm coming in. Now all the 4-car guys are pretty ready, but they know he's not coming around till the 3-car leaves, so they're kind of casually getting their stuff together. Well, they hear on their radio, I'm coming in, fuel alarm. Now they're scrambling. Now their focus is getting their own head together. Not what's going on out here, not what's going on in the 3-car. What am I doing to get my job done? That's where their minds are. The engineers up top now, okay, who are overseeing the whole thing, are looking at their data, they're thinking, why is he out of fuel that early? He shouldn't be getting fuel. Alright? So they're not focused on what's going on in the 3-car. Meanwhile, he's tooling down the pit lane. Well, as Danny's finishing up the pit stop out, the 4-car guys, they're on the radio. Their radio's engaged. 4-car guys are trying to let them know that they're coming in. Well, they can't break through because the radio's already locked down in the breaching. There's no way to let them know that. Now, all this is happening in about 5 or 6 seconds. So Emmanuel's cooling down the pit lane. He's getting ready to make his stop. Danny's running his stop. As he's walking around and release the car, if you look at the video, you'll see him bend down to the right front of the car. He sees a lot of paper jammed in the front area. So he's already looked down the pit lane. There's nothing coming. he's moving around his back of the car, he moves around, and bends down like this, move that paper out, not turning this way, but he turns this way, and sends it. He never sees the 4-car car, because he knows the 4-car not supposed to be there. And he goes. Jan's in the car. He's in the 3-car. He's getting ready. We have a deal, it's a launch control deal. It's a button on the steering wheel you press, right? And you hold that button while the car's up in the air. The minute they release that air jack, it sends a signal to that button and the car starts on the way down. So he knows this thing's going to launch. And you've seen him leave the pits. I mean, it is a launch. So as he's getting ready to go, normally he would look at this and see if there's anything to do. But he sees Danny go down in front of the car and right front. He can't figure out what that is. He's not seen that. So he's focused on that. He waits for Danny to get up. Car starts on the way down. He goes. He never comes back. He's just focused on Danny. That's about the third thing in this perfect storm. Now, here comes Manuel down the pit lane. He sees the 3-car in the pit lane. He knows his big job is to get his car tucked in around the 3-car, close enough to the wall that the fuel hose reaches, get the car pointed out a little bit so he can launch. And by the way, don't run into the 3-car. Well, it's not only the 3-car, it's not running into it. Look at that video. There are 3 TV crew guys standing around the car. There are at least two photographers standing around the car. And there's 2 officials standing around the car. All around that front quadrant of the car. So as he's coming down there, he's focused on not running over anybody and still trying to find a way into his pit lane. And the last thing he's expecting to have happen is a 3-car launch right there to the outside, which is exactly what happened. As we look back, we went back, we examined every little inch of that footage to figure out what happened and what would be the future. We were a victim kind of our own success and our own perseverance. The 3-car was in that pit lane at that point in time, 7 or 8 laps down. It had no reason to have a quick pit stop. That couple seconds in the pit wasn't going to make any difference in this race. But from day one, we've been settled in our eyes that every time you run a pit stop, whether it's in practice, in a race, no matter what it is, you run that pit stop as if it's the last pit stop in 24 hours of the clock, 2 seconds. You run it that level of intensity. That's how those guys ran that pit stop. The way we all run. It's actually impossible to do. You don't really need to do that. But it didn't dawn on it. So because that's just always moving. That's fact. You add up all those seconds. It was destined. They were going to run into